I'm Vicki from Farm Diggity. We're at the Meeker Classic with Amanda Milliken. Amanda, can you tell us a little bit about your history with dogs? How long have you been doing this?
I've been running dogs for about 30 years. I got my first real dog. I owned her ancestors too, but her name was Hazel, and it was the first one I learned to train properly, and she did pretty well for me. She was a reserve national nursery champion one time, and she went on to win quite a bit. She was a real great bitch, and she produced everything that I run now. She's a Hall of Famer, and I have run her progeny year after year after year, and all my dogs go back to her.
Oh, wonderful. Tell us a little bit about what you have won, your accomplishments.
I won the U.S. National Finals in 2005. I won the U.S. Nursery Championships with Dory in something like 2011. I don't want to commit to the numbers because I've got a mind like a sieve. I've won Meeker the last 2 years, and Soldier Hollow before this year, the 2 years before that. I'm a 7-time Canadian champion and a couple of times nursery champion anyway. And I don't know, I've done my share of damage around, and I love the dogs and I love doing the running. So it's very rewarding for me, and I really like it.
Absolutely. You're a force to be reckoned with, if you don't mind I say. But
that's very kind.
I really want this interview to go two directions. I want to talk about two things, Amanda. Like if I could break you down in my own words, you are, half of you is just absolute grit with a quarter of stock sense, dog sense, and then a quarter of absolutely cool-headedness. And I want to know, you've talked to me and helped me a lot to get a hold of my nerves. I just want to know if you could just tell us a little bit about how you get a hold of your head, if you could tell the people what you taught me.
Well, a lot of it starts at home. I keep about 100 sheep, and I train about 3 dogs every morning. Right now, it's usually young ones that I apply myself to, because my older ones I don't like to drill. I like to give them more thinking jobs, you know. But I concentrate very, very hard on the 3 that I run. I make all of the work that they do very concise, and I demand concision from them. I demand straight lines, tight turns, square up, and for them to develop a nice feel for their sheep and to make sense out of all the jobs. So when I say come by, in effect they go, yes, I knew she was going to ask me to do that, and off they go, and they like to be told to come by. It's almost an affirmation of what ought to be said to them.
They already know.
They already know.
Like a good assistant.
Like a great assistant.
Yeah. What about your mental? How do you prepare for the pressure? You once told me about the job. Can you go into that a little bit? I told you I was scared to death to run at Soldier Hollow, and you got my head straight.
You just go out there and you think about that job. But once again, for me, that starts at home. But I carry it over to the trials, and I give my dogs the same attention and concentration that I give them at home. I develop it there. They learn to take pressure, a lot of pressure, because I am so demanding. And when I'm in the trial, it doesn't surprise them that I'm demanding, because I already do it at home.
Right.
And it seems to work out for me. I get along with them real good.
Right.
Those dogs.
Yes. Let's talk about your dogs a little bit. The dogs, they get behind their sheep, and someone actually said at Soldier Hollow, they said to me that her dogs become almost the packet of sheep. They become...
Tommy Wilson said that. He said that to me. That was cute. It's true. I'm very, very free with them on the front lines. You don't see me asking them to walk up. Usually it's much more of an affirmation of what they are already trying to do. And unless I really have to hold an intervention with them, which is unusual, I mostly am going along, and they're taking up their side in a very willing way and taking charge of the sheep, so that I'm just moving them left, right, walking up. I've got my turn, a bigger, deeper flank for the turn, and off we go into the next line. And they're extremely helpful about holding those lines. I really think their pen work has been outstanding the last several days, even though I wasn't always successful. Dory just picks up her side, and I concentrate on the sheep. She covers her side, and I just say, come on. I feel like if I have to say flanks at the pen, it's too late. So they better be on top of that when the sheep are breaking and making a move, and for the most part, they all are. It's gone pretty well for me penning. You know, my batting average is good.
Do you happen to have some practice or a maneuver you do at home? You one time told me about a fence that you had.
Yeah, we have these, any fence would do, but we happen to have these snake rail fences that are very pretty and impractical. They're from old rails in Ontario, from land clearing, so they took all the rails, the cedar rails, over and built these fences that they just snaked along the perimeter of fields. And I often, when I'm working a young dog particularly, teach them to pen by taking at the end of the session, taking the sheep up into one of these V's in the fence and just say, come on, come on. And it gets so they make the breaks, they cover the sheep, and they love doing it. It's just like, they're free, they work. If they grip them, I scold them a little bit. Not, you know, I don't savage them or anything. I said, don't do that. Or, you know, something like that. And eventually they just stop doing it. Once in a while, my dogs do grip, but when I have youngsters particularly, I don't really stop them from doing it early on, because I feel like if you take it out of them too soon, you might not be able to get it back later. So I let them go.
So wonderful fence work. That really helps you for the pen.
Oh, yeah. It's a natural, and it leads up to having a pen around. I don't have a pen set up ever, but eventually they all become real strong penners.
Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you for having me, and have a great time at Meeker.
Thank you.